Something massive is happening in the world of software right now. It's a real seismic shift, and it's making a lot of people ask a really big question. Is this the end of software as a service, or SaaS as we know it? A huge disruption is underway, and we need to figure out what it all means. Okay, let's start with a number. $1 trillion. That is just a staggering figure, right? And this isn't some abstract number I pulled out of thin air. That's how much value was recently wiped from the market caps of some of the biggest names in software. I'm talking about giants like Adobe, Salesforce, Shopify. All of them took a massive hit. And the big question everyone's asking is, why? Well, the prime suspect is the one technology that's completely dominating every single headline: artificial intelligence. This isn't just a blip, a simple market correction. This feels different. It feels like the fundamental rules of the software game are being totally rewritten right before our eyes. So that brings us right to the heart of what we're talking about today. Is the SaaS model, the engine that's been powering the tech industry for, the last 2 decades? Is it actually dead? Now, look, to be fair, this isn't the first time we've heard something like this. There's always a new SaaS killer on the block. First, people predicted that mobile apps were going to kill web software. Then they said no-code platforms would make all the developers obsolete. And, each time, SaaS didn't just survive. It actually got stronger. So, what makes this time different? Why does this feel more serious? Well, the new challenger isn't just another platform or another app. It's a whole new kind of user, the AI agent. Think about that, a piece of software that can think for itself, that can act, that can make its own decisions. And yeah, that changes everything. All right, let's dive into the most dramatic argument first. Some people are calling this the death spiral for SaaS. And this isn't about some small incremental change. This is a full-blown scenario where AI agents could completely dismantle the entire business model that SaaS is built on. So let's get right to the economic heart of the problem. The old way was super simple, right? You've got 10 employees, you pay for 10 software licenses. We call them seats. But what happens if one single AI agent can do the work of all 10 of those people? How many seats do you need to buy then? The terrifying answer for SaaS companies might be 0. So this whole death spiral argument really boils down to 3 huge points. 3 nails in the SaaS coffin, if you will. First, that per-seat pricing model that SaaS completely relies on, it could collapse. Second, the user interface, all those dashboards we click around in, they might become totally useless. And third, the days of being locked into one single provider could be coming to an end. This quote just nails that first point perfectly. The entire business model is built on charging per human to access the software. But when AI makes intelligence cheap, abundant, everywhere, that model just breaks. And those juicy 80% profit margins that investors love so much, poof, they could disappear. And this gets to the second point. Why would you pay a ton of money for what is basically the privilege to click buttons on a fancy dashboard if your AI agent can just get the info it needs by talking directly to the software's API? That beautiful user interface, which used to be a huge selling point, suddenly becomes totally irrelevant. And finally, you've got the whole vendor lock-in problem. With these incredibly powerful open-weight models, a company can just host its own AI brain and then just rebuild the tools it needs from scratch for free. Why would you pay a monthly subscription when you can literally own the factory that makes the product? Okay, I know, that sounds incredibly bleak. A total collapse of the business model we've known for years. So, is that it? Is it really over for SaaS? Well, not so fast. Because, of course, there's a powerful counter-argument here, that SaaS isn't dying at all, it's just evolving. And the case for its survival is built on a very different and maybe more realistic understanding of what businesses actually need to function. And this is the crucial idea. Businesses crave predictability above almost anything else. AI can be unbelievably intelligent, for sure, but it can also make stuff up, it can hallucinate, it can make really weird mistakes. Pure, raw intelligence isn't enough. Businesses need reliability. They need to know what's going to happen. And that's exactly where SaaS still holds all the cards. It's built on hard-coded business logic, so it's reliable. It gives you the compliance, the security, and the data governance that companies are legally required to have. It's also built on years and years of deep domain knowledge for specific industries. And most important of all, it remains the central trusted database of record. An AI agent just can't easily replace that solid foundation. Here's a great way to think about it. We all use spreadsheets, right? They're incredibly powerful tools. But they didn't kill specialized accounting software like QuickBooks. Not at all. In the exact same way, AI agents probably won't kill SaaS. Instead, they're going to become a powerful new layer that gets integrated right on top of it. So the future probably isn't this big battle to the death. It's more of a synthesis, a coming together. The biggest change isn't going to be whether we use software, but how we interact with it. We are moving from a world of clicks to a world of commands. Just look at this comparison. The old interface is the dashboard. You click buttons, you navigate menus, you fill out forms. The new interface? It's a conversation. You just use plain English to tell an agent what you want to achieve, and poof, it gets it done. And that means our role, our job, it changes too. We stop being these manual operators clicking away all day, and we become AI orchestrators. Our job is to set the goals, to supervise all these agents working in parallel, and to just kind of steer them when they need a nudge. We're not doing the tedious work anymore. And as that flashy user interface kind of disappears into the background, the true value of SaaS becomes crystal clear. It's not the pretty screens. It's the rock-solid database underneath, the structured workflows, and the reliable business logic that you simply can't get anywhere else. That's the real gold. So as we wrap this all up, there is one critical, crucial mistake that I think founders and businesses absolutely need to avoid as we all navigate this incredible shift. And that mistake is simply tuning out. It's getting AI fatigue. And I get it. There is so much noise, so much hype. It's exhausting. The temptation to just ignore it all is huge. But that is honestly the most dangerous thing you could possibly do right now. Because burying your head in the sand and just pretending none of this is happening, well, that's the only path that absolutely guarantees failure. Whether you are building software or just using it, this fundamental shift from clicks to commands is very, very real, and it is happening right now. Which leaves us with one final thought to chew on. That line between using software and creating software, it's getting blurrier every single day. So the real question for all of us is this. In the future, are you going to be the one building the tool, or will you just be the one talking to it?